Well, hi everyone. Today I just thought I would take a few moments to just have a conversation about a few things that I'm hoping will encourage somebody. We're way well into the year and it's looking good. It's looking good. Time is moving fast. So you can't afford to be complacent. You can't afford to be procrastinating. You can't afford to be saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. So the time to start is today. If you haven't started already, if you have, then maybe we need to shift into the next gear. Just keep going, keep being consistent, keep showing up for yourself, and you will amaze yourself at what it is that you are capable of. Anyway, today I just want to talk about just being consistent, and just encourage you that it might feel painful, it might feel challenging, but just be consistent. Keep showing up, keep doing it, keep putting in your best, and it gets better, it gets easier, and you're moving with every step. You're getting closer and closer to the finish line. You're getting closer and closer to your goal. So if anything that I say today doesn't stick, let this one stick. Be consistent. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep showing up for those goals. Keep showing up for those resolutions, and we will make it through this year. And not only make it, but we are going to achieve what we set out to achieve. Alrighty. And so, talking about being consistent and consistency, yeah, you need that in order to achieve any of the goals that you might have. Anyway, one of the lessons from last year for me was that people move on after mistreating you. And I know that a few people listening to me, you've been mistreated by people, you've been disappointed, you've been let down, you've been hurt. But one of the things that I learned, and not just from last year, but just life in general, is that people move on. After mistreating you, after treating you unfairly, after hurting you, they move on. So they're not sitting in a room somewhere thinking about you. Most of the time they move on and live perfectly okay. And sometimes that's the most painful part, because you want them to pay for what they've done. You want them to suffer, in the same way that you've suffered. And they just seem to move on and their lives seem to be okay. So, yeah, and they've mistreated you and they've done you wrong, they've done you bad, and they seem to be okay. So what I just want to say today is release yourself from the shackles, from the chains of waiting for someone to regret how they mistreated you. Just release yourself from that. Apology from them or not, you just take your broken heart, take your bruised ego, take your disappointed self, and get on the road to your future and your destiny. That's all you can do, because they're not waiting for you. So don't let yourself hold you back from your future, from your progress, because of what they did to you. Alrighty. And so, just thinking about that, I just thought, what other things could I encourage somebody with? Things that could just encourage us and help us as we navigate this year. Anyway, so I've put together about 10 pieces of advice that have been given to me over the years, and hope they can be helpful to somebody. So, number one, don't go round and round in decision making. At some point, someone said, at some point, you've got to land the plane. So in other words, don't be going round and round and not be making decisions. If you need to make a decision, consider your options. Make sure you've got all the facts and the information that you need. And at some point, make a decision, make a call. A double-minded person is not trustworthy. And the more you go round and round, you're wasting time, you're probably wasting resource, and you're losing people's trust and confidence in you. So this year, learn to be able to just get the facts, get the information, get what you need, make a decision, make a call. Sometimes it's not the right call, but don't always be waiting for all the ducks to be in a row. Sometimes you've got to take the first step and everything else starts to work out. So this year, no procrastination. Just make the call and see what happens. And sometimes you got to trust your gut. And if you're a child of God, you've got to know that the Lord directs your steps. And so when we make mistakes, He's always there to catch us and to redirect us, as long as we're open to it. Alrighty, number 2, invest your time in strategy. Invest your time in strategy, and the rest of the vision and the rest of the plan will flow easily. So strategy is more important. Strategy is the how you're going to work out your goals, your vision. So invest time in that instead of worrying about where's the money going to come from, where's the help going to come from, where's the time going to come from, how am I even going to be able to do this, and invest your time in the strategy. And once you have a strategy, you will find that you will start to then put together a plan towards achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So if you don't have a strategy, well, that's where you need to start. Start with the strategy. So you have your goal, you have your vision, but you need a strategy in order to work it out, in order to walk it out, in order to do what it is that needs. Because your strategy will then inform your plan, will then inform what you need in terms of resources, what you need in terms of investment, what you need in terms of help and of support. Alrighty, number 3. Don't try to do everything all in one go. What do they mean? Don't overthink everything. You can't learn and know everything at once. Simplify. Simplify, simplify, simplify. There's nobody that knows everything, and we all have to learn. And a lot of times, just because you've got a vision and a goal doesn't mean you've got to know everything there is to know about working out, achieving that vision. Alrighty. So don't try to do it all in one go. It might mean that you've got to take time to learn. And it might mean that you've got to take time to sit under somebody and observe how it is that they do what they do. Get mentored, get coaching, but don't try to do everything all in one go. Pace yourself, and you will get there. There's a saying that we in my African language that says running is not necessarily making it to where you want to go. So slow and steady, slow and steady. Number 4. Show up on time and prepared. Show up on time and prepared. Whatever it is, whether it's a meeting, whether it's to work, whether this is to college, to university, whatever it is, show up on time and be prepared. Even if it's at the gym, show up on time. Even if it's you telling yourself that I'm going to be waking up at 6:30, 6 o'clock every day, then make sure you do it. Show up on time, be prepared. If it means you've got your gym gear ready to go, if it means you've got your water bottle filled the night before in the fridge ready to go, if it means your bag is already packed, whatever it is, if it means your notepad and your pen are ready, whatever you need, just make sure you are ready when you show up. And be ready to learn anytime, anywhere. It's not just, I will learn when I'm, sitting somewhere or in a meeting or in a classroom or whatever. To be honest, some of the best lessons that I've learned in my life and in my journey have been in the most unexpected moments and the most unexpected places and from the most unexpected people. So always be ready to learn. And nowadays we've got phones, so you can record stuff. You can take photos. So yeah, show up on time and be ready to learn. All right. Number 5, if you're a leader, just a reminder, your job is to problem solve and provide direction. And then let your people do their best work. What am I trying to say? Stop trying to do everything and stop trying to control everything. As a leader, that's not your job. And if you're an emerging leader, I want you to remember that. You are there to provide direction. You are there to problem solve. But you've got to trust that the people you lead have the capabilities and the ability to be able to do their work. But if you're controlling and micromanaging, a lot of the time you cripple them, you frustrate them. And a lot of the times you end up doing things that you yourself are not good at, because there's no leader that's an expert at everything. Number 6, there's a saying that says you can't teach someone to be smart, but you can teach them everything else. So in other words, make wise connections for your networks, for your business, for your employees, for your growth. You can teach people everything else. You can't teach them to be smart. I know it sounds a little bit mean. I know it sounds, everyone can learn. But there are certain people that if they don't have the knowledge level that is needed for what you're trying to do, for where you're trying to get, if they don't have the skill level, then maybe they need to get that before they can jump onto the train that you're on. Okay. Number 7, organizational change will happen everywhere, whether it's at work, whether it's at church, whether it's at a club. Change will happen everywhere. So my advice to you is get on board with the new vision. Get on board with the changes. Stop complaining and stop comparing with what was. Right? Even our economy is changing, and not just in our country, but in the rest of the world. Things are changing. And so we got to get on board, and you got to get on with the vision, or you got to change your vision. But the last thing and the worst thing you can do is to complain, and compare with what was. Because what was. Now we're here and we need to go forward. What is it that we need to get to where it is that we need to get to do what it is that we need to do, right? In every challenging situation, there's opportunities. So we got to find those opportunities. We got to grab a hold of those opportunities, and we got to make the best possible use of those opportunities. Number 8, don't be a title snob. Don't be a title snob. What do I mean by that? Remember, great ideas can come from all levels. So don't, or, if they're not a doctor, they can't, somebody with a doctor in front of their name, then I'm not going to listen to them. Or if they're somebody without manager in front of their name, I'm not going to listen to them. Or, so don't be a title snob, because you can get good ideas from all levels. So if you're a leader, don't just, ignore or dismiss people that are not at certain levels. Or even and this is for everybody, at your workplace. Great ideas can come even from the people that clean, the people that cook, the people that drive, the people that do deliveries. Your juniors at work, the less experienced, they can still have good ideas about certain things. So don't be a title snob. Be open to contributions, to ideas from all directions, and you will be amazed at what you can do and what people can come up with. And you never know. You just never know where someone has been. You never know what someone is capable of. Sometimes we look at people and we put them in a box and we judge them without actually knowing what this person knows, or what they've experienced, or what it is that they can bring into our world, into our business, into our organization, into our lives. And number 9, everyone, and I mean everyone, has a superpower. Everyone. I have a superpower. You have your superpower. Everybody's got a superpower. So you've got to know, what is your superpower? What is your strength? What is it that you're absolutely good at? And then you've got to really make sure you perfect that, you learn that, and you use it to the greatest advantage in your life, in your journey. And your superpower doesn't necessarily have to be the same as mine. And then there's people that say, oh, I wish I was. And it's nice to look up to people. It's nice to wish you could do certain things. But more importantly, know what your superpower is. It might look and sound like a small thing to somebody else, but because it's unique to you and you are unique, if you really take advantage of that superpower, you will find that it will take you places that you never dreamed of. If you don't know, well, this year, make sure you find out, what are you gifted at? What are you good at? What is it that comes naturally to you? It might just be that you're good with people, you find it easy to talk to people, whatever it is. What is it? Because everybody has something. Number 10 is the last one. Always be grateful. Always be grateful. No matter what life may look like right now, no matter the challenges, maintain an attitude of gratitude. If not for anything else, you are still alive. If not for anything else, you are still breathing. So find one thing every day that you are grateful for at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. Maintain an attitude of gratitude, and that'll take away bitterness, that'll take away comparison, that'll take away being dissatisfied, and you will just appreciate people more, appreciate life more, and your resilience goes up. So those are some of the things that I wanted to encourage us with. And I'll keep on checking in. And hey, I'm cheering for you. I'm rooting for you. This is going to be a great year for you. You have the rest of your life ahead of you. So be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't compare. It might look like other people are advancing faster than you, but you are unique. You are uniquely you. And there's no one that can do what you can do. So until the next time, keep on keeping on.